Hello students, today we are going to study about the new concept and the name of the concept is metallic and non-metallic character. So if you remember, we have done some properties and trends, and they were like valency, valence electrons, okay, and then in last class we have done about the atomic radius. So this is about metallic and non-metallic character. Now what do you understand by metallic and non-metallic character? Yes, any guesses? Yeah, I think it is coming in your mind. Metallic character means the characters which metals possess. Okay, and we are talking about the concept of losing electrons and gaining positive charge on it. So this is the behavior of metals. Okay, so metals, they have or possess 1, 2 or 3 electrons in the outermost shell, in their valence shell, okay, and have a strong tendency to lose electrons to form positive ions, okay. So that's why we call them, metals are also called electropositive elements, okay. So they are also known as electropositive elements, and this metallic character is also the electropositive character. While what about non-metals? Non-metals, they behave completely in contrast to metals, okay. They have 4 to 8 electrons, in their, let me segregate it, in their valence shells, okay. They have 4 to 8 electrons in their respective outermost shells or valence shells. So they have a tendency to gain electrons, and attain, and they form negative ions, okay. They form negative ions. Fine. Now it means non-metals are also electronegative elements. They are electronegative elements and they have non-metallic character. Therefore they are also called electronegative character. They have electronegative character. So this character or this property of metals and non-metals having electropositive character or metallic character, non-metals having electronegative character or non-metallic character, this we are going to study, and how it varies in a period as well as in a group. So let us go for it. First, variation in a period. How it varies in a period, okay. So let us take again first in a period. What happens? Let us take some examples. Again, lithium, beryllium, then boron, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and I hope by now these elements might have been fitted in your mind, okay. So carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon, okay. So again let us see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the atomic numbers, okay. Now electronic configuration 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7 and 2, 8. Okay. The metals lithium and beryllium. They have 1 and 2 electrons in their outermost shell. So they have the tendency to lose electrons and attain positive character. Okay, attain positive charge. While from boron till fluorine, because neon is an inert gas, so we are not going to take it. So here what happens, they are all non-metals. Okay, they are metals. Fine. So now what happens, in second period, the most electropositive element is lithium. Lithium has the tendency to lose electrons more as compared to beryllium. Why? Because of the effective nuclear charge. The effective nuclear charge on beryllium would be more as compared to lithium. So, tendency to lose electrons in case of beryllium would be less as compared to lithium. Okay, so lithium is more electropositive as compared to beryllium. Fine. Now, the non-metallic character starts from boron and keeps on increasing. Okay, so fluorine 2,7. Okay, electronic configuration is 2,7, has the most electronegative character, or we can say that it is the most non-metallic element of the second period. Okay, has tendency to gain 1 electron very quickly. Fine. So now let us take the third period. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine. Okay, again these three comes in the category of metals: sodium, magnesium, aluminium. Why? Fine. While silicon has the tendency of making covalent bonds, so it is a metalloid, means on special conditions it can show metal-like behavior, otherwise it's a non-metal. So we call it metalloid. Okay, and these are metals. And what about phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine? They are non-metals. They are non-metals. Okay, so what we can say, in above this case also and here also, the metallic character decreases as we move from left to right in a period, while non-metallic character increases. Non-metallic character increases as we move from left to right in a period. Okay, so this is how the variation of metallic and non-metallic character takes place in a period. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, so same way, if we are going to take here, the most electropositive element or metallic character would be sodium, and the most electronegative or non-metallic character will be shown by chlorine. It is the case of third period. Fine. Now let us see in a group how the variation takes place in this trend in a group. Okay, again we are going to take some elements like in a group, variation in a group. Okay, now elements, let us take some elements: lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Okay, now the atomic size is increasing as we moving down the group. When we move down the group, what is happening? The atomic size increases, the number of shells are increasing. As a result, the effective nuclear charge on the valence electron or valence shell is decreasing. As a result, the tendency to lose electron and gain positive charge and become an electropositive element is more. as we are moving down the group. So what we can say that this lithium is the least metallic element in first group. Okay, and as we move down the group, what happens? Metallic character, I am writing CH for character, or electropositive character increases as we on moving down the group. Okay, so in this case francium should be the most metallic element, but we take cesium. Cesium is the most metallic element. Why not francium? Because francium is radioactive in nature. The nucleus of francium is very massive and it becomes very difficult to maintain it, so it starts disintegrating. Okay, so that's why we say that cesium is the most electropositive element, or it is the most metallic character. Okay, so when we move down a group, the non-metallic character metallic character increases as we move down a group. Now let us take case of non-metals. Now we will take example of some non-metals. Let us take 17th group element. Okay, 17th group element like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Okay, now what do you think? The 27 Kl, KLMN, KLM, KLMN, in this one more shell is increasing. So like this, as we move down the group, what is happening? The effective nuclear charge is decreasing, the size is increasing, effective nuclear charge is decreasing. As a result, to take electron becomes very less. The tendency to take electrons decreases as we move down. So the non-metallic character decreases as we move down from top to bottom in a group. Clear? So fluorine is the most non-metallic element. Okay, while chlorine is lesser than fluorine, bromine is lesser than chlorine, iodine less than bromine, astatine is less than. So what happens when we move down the group? The non-metallic character or electronegative character decreases on moving down the group. On moving down the group. Okay, so this is how the variation takes place in a group as well as in a period. Okay, so in a period the metallic character decreases while non-metallic character increases. But in the case of a group, when we move down from top to bottom, then the metallic character increases while non-metallic character decreases. So I think things are clear. So you can find out if some questions are asked regarding this, you can easily give the answer. Okay.